authorized, sir, to speak about one of South Carolina's most amazing heroes, Greg Alia. I'm here today, sir, to recognize that this young man, 32 years young, lost his life yesterday. Yesterday morning, Officer Greg Alia was killed in Columbia, South Carolina. And I will tell you that Greg served his community with distinction. Yesterday afternoon, I had an opportunity to talk with Greg's wife, Cassie. Cassie's strength as she spoke with someone she's never met about the love of her life, about her husband, the father of her little boy Sal, was quite remarkable. Her thoughtfulness in the tragic time really struck a chord with me and brought tears to my eyes as I listened to a wife describe the man that she loves, to describe a community leader, and someone who runs into danger when others are running away from danger. Greg was born and raised, he was a Columbia native. He went to high school at Richland Northeast High School. He graduated from the University of South Carolina. And if Greg was here, I would say go Cox, because we understand and appreciate the importance of the University of South Carolina, especially in the Columbia footprint. But more importantly, after high school, Greg wanted to find out what life was about. He had an opportunity to be a production assistant, working on movies like the latest version of Indiana Jones, as well as one of my favorite movies, frankly, Iron Man. Yes, Iron Man. Greg was offered a job with Marvel, the comic books folks. He had an opportunity to stay out of the state and do amazing things and have a lot of fun. But his heart was beating to come back home to South Carolina, to come back home to Columbia, so that he could serve the people of South Carolina. He wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to help people, Mr. President. Cassie told me that Greg would have had no regrets to think about those words from his wife on the day her husband was murdered. Greg would have no regrets because he was doing what he was made to do: protect people, serve people, sacrifice on behalf of people. Greg was the embodiment of bravery, heroism. Greg was doing what he was wired to do, and his wife was so clear and so passionate about his desire to be the first on the scene, his desire to do everything possible to try to be helpful. Greg, like so many police officers across this nation, and without question, across the great state of South Carolina, loved serving people. And he did so. He did so with great integrity, with amazing character. He knew that his place in the world was making sure that his town, his city, our state, and our nation was safer because he put on the uniform every single day. And today, Mr. President, we all stand in salute to Greg and making a promise to his wife, Cassie, that we will be there with her as she raises her son, Sal. Our prayers and our thoughts are with the family, Mr. President. In closing, I would like to share a story that Cassie told me yesterday afternoon as I had the chance to speak with her. The story brought a tear to my eye, and I hope as you hear the story, it may even bring a smile to your face. Greg worked the night shift, and when he would come home in the morning, Sal was around 6 months old, and he was learning to sit up. And in the morning, when Sal heard the police cruiser of his dad pull into the driveway, he would sit up and he would start smiling. And because he was feeding, the milk, because of his big smile, would just run down his face. Think for just a moment of that young man, Sal. He should have the opportunity to walk when he hears the cruiser coming into the driveway. He should have the opportunity to yell, "Daddy," when he hears that cruiser coming in to the driveway. And so, for that little boy and his mama Cassie, and for the Forest Acres community, I stand here today saying thank you for every single thing Greg has done to make our state and our nation a better place to call home. I say thank you to Greg for making the ultimate sacrifice that will never be forgotten. And I say thank you to Cassie for being such a powerful and strong woman in this amazing time of her need. And we should pray for Cassie and Sal. Thank you, Mr. President.